All right, so I'm going to sit down and have a talk with Ben. Now, I'm Ben, so I'm going to sit down and have a talk with myself. Because me and Ben have not been getting along lately. Now, when I say Ben, I'm talking about the part of me that decides whether or not we do something. Because there's the logical me where I should go to bed on time. I should attend to my responsibilities and obligations. I should check my email. I should check my bank statement and my credit card statement to make sure that there are no unnecessary charges or fraudulent charges on there. I should deal with all these things that are anxiety provoking, annoying, and kind of depressing, but if I don't deal with them, they're going to get worse and worse and worse. And then there's a part of me that's like, nah, I'm gonna binge watch Netflix and binge eat junk food. And I'm like, yeah, we can't do that because then there'll be ramifications, negative consequences to not attending to these responsibilities, and your life's gonna fall apart, and you're gonna be depressed and lonely. And I'm like, meh, I'm already depressed and lonely. Yeah, but it's gonna get a lot worse. Yeah, I know I should, but I'm not going to. It's like, okay, uh, 5 years from now, do you still want to be living at your parents' house? Do you want to be 30 years old and still living with your mom and dad? Do you want to be 35, 40? Where do you want to be 5 years from now? In your parents' house? Or do you want to have your own fucking house or your own apartment and a career where you actually live up to your potential? Well, obviously, I want the latter. I don't want to be living in my parents' house 5 years from now. Well, then you're going to have to at least give me an hour of responsibility a day. At least. So this shit doesn't get worse. If you want things to actually get better, you know that we should do the things that we know we should do. You are fucking up my life, Ben. You are a child. A petulant child. You won't go to bed on time. You won't turn off Netflix and go to sleep. Instead of working on creative projects, studying for the LSAT, getting into law school, changing your life for the better, making new friends, putting yourself out there, paying your bills on time, checking your mail, checking your email, being on top of shit, working on your schedule and your planner, and then after you're done being productive, working on creative projects, and then, spending, an hour or two playing video games and watching shows. Ideally, you would do that with another person, like a girlfriend or friends. Like, ideally, you would watch stuff with friends, the friends that you used to have but no longer have because they all moved out of New Jersey and got real lives. They moved out of the middle of nowhere where you live and moved somewhere with culture and with other people who are interesting to talk to and are actually going places, whereas you're stuck here living in your parents' house like a fucking loser. You're a fucking bum. You are disgusting. You disgust me. We need to change. I love me. I love you, Ben. I really do. You have more potential than anyone else I know. It's astounding. And that's just not coming from me. Everyone you talk to also tells you that. Fucking old friends from high school, even people that weren't your friends in high school, say, "Hey, so what are you now? A doctor, a lawyer?" You're like, they thought you were going to do great things because you showed so much potential. In college, you showed so much potential. And then you got fired from your first job, and then you've never tried again since because you were like, I'm a failure, fuck it. And you gave up like a little bitch and never tried again. When you have an astounding resume, you have astounding prospects if you would just try and just put in a little bit of effort and not be this leech sucking your parents dry, a little parasite living in their bellies. That's what you are. You're a tick. You're a fucking tick. No, you're worse than a fucking tick. You're like an alien parasite that kills the host and then moves on to another host. Is that what you're going to do your entire life? You're just going to live with your parents until they die? Is that your game plan? You're going to be like 50 and then have your own house when your parents pass away? Is that your thinking? Is that your strategy? You disgusting fucking sociopath? Or are you just not choosing to think about it because you'd rather just binge watch Netflix and binge eat junk food? We can have a great life. If we had more money, we could buy the newest video game consoles. You could play the best video games for an hour or two a day. On the weekends, maybe you could do it for 8 hours if you spent the rest of your week actually living an actual life, a lifestyle. If you actually went to social events, if you actually met new fucking people, if you, you know, took your girlfriend out on a date sometimes and, had fun with her like you did last time you went out and had a fucking blast. Like, you have all these great prospects and you're just letting to wither away. And neither of your parents have the consciousness to tell you this. They're just letting you continue to wither away and die on the branch. They're not sitting you down and saying you need to start turning shit around. You gotta start being motivated. You have to stop procrastinating. You gotta stop self-destructing. You gotta stop self-sabotaging. Get out of your own fucking way and get shit fucking done. What the fuck's wrong with you, man? You scored on the top 93rd of the LSATs without studying for the LSATs. The entrance exam for law school, you scored in the top 7%. That's what the 93rd percentile is. Top 7% without studying for it. If you studied for it, you know you'd score at least a 172 out of 180, which would put you in the top 1% of law school applicants, along with a 3.8 GPA. You could get a full ride to a law school, no tuition. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you just sitting around not doing anything? Why are you living precariously through other fucking people on the fucking TV and on your fucking cell phone instead of living your own fucking life? It's fucking pathetic. How long are you going to do this to me? I'm just getting older and older and older and more pathetic. And the more people I run into that knew the old me are just like disgusted by if they find out the truth that you're living with your parents and aren't doing anything with your fucking life. That you're just self-destructing like a little bitch and you don't have anyone in your life that you can rely on to give you a wake-up call when you really fucking need it. Except for fucking Joe, but he's not mean enough like he used to be. He used to be a lot meaner. And what you need is brutally honest friends. And you have to start being a brutally honest friend to yourself and telling yourself the fucking truth. Stop fucking me over. Stop ruining my life. Stop ruining my physical and mental health. Stop eating fucking junk food. Stop binge watching Netflix. Stop ignoring your responsibilities and obligations. Stop ignoring all your opportunities for an amazing life. Start having more gratitude. Go watch a fucking sunset. Fucking meditate in front of a sunset about how beautiful the fucking world is. Be grateful for the loving family that you have that haven't dropped you out of their fucking life, which is both a blessing and a curse. You'd probably been better off if they kicked you out when you were 18 because you would have needed to learn how to survive on your own, and you would have done things a lot differently. So, fucking God knows, you're basically a NEET. Like in Japan, they have this term NEET, not in employment, education, or training. These people, these young Japanese folks that live off their parents, that don't work, and I know you do work with your dad a little bit, like what, 23 hours a week because he's semi-retired. Like, that's not it, dude. That's not it. You got to do a lot better than that, man. You got to do a lot better than that. You should be studying for the LSAT. You should be considering going for your master's in psychology, becoming a therapist. You should be doing something with your fucking life. You should be improving your heart health. You should be working on your heart health. You should be going to specialists and figuring out exactly what's going on with your fucking heart. You should be taking life by the fucking... The world is your oyster. The world is your goddamn oyster. It's just sitting there ready for you, and you're just ignoring it. It's like you have a 10 out of 10 girl in both looks and personality that wants to meet up with you, and she's like 1 block away, and you're too lazy to walk over there. She's everything you ever wanted, and she's 1 block away, and you won't walk over there. That's like what it is. You gotta do better than this, man. You gotta do better than this. And we need more conversations like this where I just lay it out like it is. Because you're too fucking pathetic. So start getting shit done. Print out your planner. Get shit done. Have a good fucking day. And tomorrow have a better fucking day. And then hopefully I can start being happy with myself and not hating you, Ben. Because Ben, right now, I fucking hate you. You are disgusting and I hate you. Fucking change. do something.